I wanted to come on and talk about this. I'm actually gonna upload it and I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible. But there's two observations that are really key. One is, how many of y'all that watch tarot, watch divination, how many of y'all actually go to therapy? How many of your readers actually sit here and tell you that if you have a serious problem that you should seek medical help? Because it's almost like I watch and I observe, and it's like there are certain auto idiosyncrasies, habits, behaviors that are not they're not common, or they're off. It's like I was watching somebody, and I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, does this person that has all these issues, that's expressed all these traumas and these pains, are they really addressing it? Or are people using tarot or divination as a way of therapy, as a way of dealing with their problems? Because it's only going to take you but so far. You have to do the shadow work. Like, how many of your readers preach about shadow work, but then you don't even hear them talk about therapy, but then they have all these problems and all these issues that they dealt with from years of abuse? Now, I heard maybe one person get on here and actually say, some people actually use tarot as a way to escape their problems, escape their issues, and not manage or deal with the problem. Like, there are some people that they, honest to God, need to deal with their problems on a mental level, because all is mind. First, it starts with the mind before it expands anything else. So that's one observation that I wanted to just come out here and say, how many of these people have issues, and you're following them, and you're picking up on that energy, and you're absorbing that energy, and they're telling you to do the work, but you don't ever hear them talking about the work that they do. That it's a contradiction. They're telling, it's like they preach, but do they practice what it is they preach? And there are many of them that they do, but it's almost like everything cannot be solved by tarot. Everything cannot be solved by divination or reiki. They're just some things that you need to go to the doctor and seek medical attention for. Okay, that's the first observation. The second observation is, if you watch divination of any kind, eventually the messages are going to repeat. Eventually you're going to get the same story recycle. It's kind of like these twin flame readings. If you ever observe how the themes are all the same, oh, so and so's copying me, so and so's biting off me. Well, if you keep doing the same old shit and nothing is original, of course somebody's going to copy off of you. It's kind of like, I was having a conversation with a composer, and I wanted to be a composer and conductor, but I wanted to be a conductor when I was in college. And we were talking about it, and he was like, back in the day when there was Mozart and Beethoven and Bach and Stravinsky and those composers, they were very prolific for the simple fact that nobody had done this before. Remember, the history of music, as I was taught in college, started with dots on the paper, which then translated into the Gregorian chant. The Gregorian chant then took off into becoming A through G, right? Yeah, A through G, which makes the scale do re mi fa sol la ti do, right? So I feel like this is all symbolic, okay? All of it ties together. So when it came down to music, mind you, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you only have those notes. You only have an octave. Octave is 8. So you only got 8 notes to work with, right? So out of these 8 notes, how many melodies can you make? It's not like you can create new notes. The only difference between a note is the frequency. It can either be lower, middle, or higher. That's where you get pitch. That's what I'm describing, is pitch. High, middle, and low. So you take all these things, right? And mind you, music has been around for centuries, for millenniums. Now we getting into modern day, and we're talking about, well, music ain't the same. No, it's not the same. No, people are biting off each other. People been sampling way back in the day. Lauryn Hill sampled a song from Roberta Flack. It was Killing Me Softly. Roberta Flack actually sang that song. And I didn't know until I actually went into, I had taken singing lessons in college, and that's where I put the two and two together. So again, where does originality start and copying apply? I mean, that's the same for tarot. The messages, yeah, we're all in a collective, but if you notice, it's some of the same messages. Oh well, this person sent this message at the same time as this person, right? Because they're on a frequency. So you're gonna find that. At least that's my observation. But you hear people, oh, this person's copying me, this person's doing this, and I'm not saying that we do not have doppelganger energy. I'm not saying we don't have people that emulate and mimic. What I am saying is there's going to come a time where the messages are all going to streamline together. It's like everybody's going to be talking about the same thing at the same time. Okay, those that are authentic, those who are not, is going to be all over the place. Or better yet, it's going to be the same story and different players. That's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that they're going to keep retelling the same story in a million and trillion different ways, and it's going to be different players, right? It's going to be different players, the same story for different players. That's one scenario. The other scenario is eventually we're going to see more and more people talking about, oh, I was doing this. That's why certain people, and I've noticed this, are getting away from tarot, or they're doing things differently. Because eventually, of course, you're going to be stepping on the same storyline. If we're a collective, how the hell, this is what I want to know. If we're a collective, how the fuck are you copying messages? If you're picking up on a collective energy, of course you're going to be picking up on the same storyline somebody else picked up on, especially if you got gifts. So again, how are you copying somebody? You're just putting out the message to the collective that you have connected to. That's what people are not understanding. Oh, so and so copying me, so and so copying me, so and so copying me. Eventually, we're gonna have emulation because you're tapping into the same people and the same energy, doing the same shit. Eventually, people's toes are gonna step on. People's toes are going to be stepped on. I wouldn't be surprised if some of my messages are copies of others, and people copy my message. They're gonna step on my toes just like I probably stepped on somebody else's toes. Does that mean I'm emulating them? No. Does it mean somebody's emulating me? No, but it's the vibration in the message. So that's something that we have to be cognizant of. You know, and I notice how people try to be original with their titles and draw people in, but the message is still going to be the same. No matter how you cut it, slice it, or dice it, no matter how creative you get with a motherfucking title, it's still going to be the same motherfucking message for the same collective. That's all I'm motherfucking saying. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to agree with it, but this is just my observation. My observation could be very different than your observation. We have two different lenses, two different eyes. Before y'all want to come for me, check for y'all. Why don't you observe? You know what I'm saying? Observe what it is that you're taking in so that you're a lot more aware. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. This is the Astute Sage. This is Miss Real. I do have another channel called House of Ciphers. If you're interested, go ahead and click on that. Okay. Go ahead and click on the House of Cypress. Get all your daily dose of the Cypress. And as far as me being Miss Real, I just came with this observation. Whether you like it, whether you don't, I'm not here. I'm not here for y'all to like me. I'm just here for y'all to respect me. All right. There's a lot of people that could like you, but they still disrespect you though. Remember that. Okay. This is Miss Real. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. I appreciate the love and the support. And until next time, peace.